Chapter 1. The Whispering Tome. In the ancient city of Zephyrus, a young adventurer named Lyra stumbled upon a peculiar tome hidden deep within the catacombs. Its whispers echoed through the damp, musty air, drawing her closer. With trembling hands, she opened the weathered cover, and a gust of wind extinguished her torch, plunging her into darkness. As Lyra's eyes adjusted, the pages began to glow with an eerie light. The words danced before her, revealing a world long forgotten, a realm where magic thrived and mythical creatures roamed the land. Entranced, she delved deeper into the tome, unaware of the shadows gathering around her. Far beyond the catacombs, in the heart of the Forgotten Realms, an ancient evil stirred. The Obsidian Lord, a powerful sorcerer once banished by the combined might of the realm's greatest heroes, sensed the tome's awakening. His dark essence, bound to the book centuries ago, began to grow stronger with each passing moment. Whispers of the Obsidian Lord's return spread like wildfire, and fear gripped the land. The once proud kingdoms, now mere shadows of their former glory, trembled at the thought of facing his wrath. In their desperation, they turned to an unlikely savior, Lyra, the young adventurer chosen by the Whispering Tome. Lyra emerged from the catacombs, her mind reeling from the revelations within the tome's pages. As she stepped into the sunlight, she found herself face to face with a group of battle-hardened warriors, their eyes filled with a mix of hope and skepticism. "You are the one the tome has chosen," declared a grizzled veteran, his scarred face etched with concern. "But you are just a child. How can you hope to stand against the Obsidian Lord?" Lyra stood tall, her voice steady despite the weight of her newfound responsibility. "The tome has shown me the way. I may be young, but with its knowledge and your support, we can save the Forgotten Realms from this ancient evil." As the warriors exchanged glances, a flicker of hope ignited in their hearts. They had long awaited a sign, a chance to reclaim their homeland from the encroaching darkness. Perhaps this young adventurer, armed with the secrets of the Whispering Tome, could be the key to their salvation. Together, they set forth on a perilous journey to unravel the mysteries of the tome and gather allies from across the realms. The road ahead was fraught with danger, but Lyra knew that the fate of the Forgotten Realms rested on her shoulders. With each step, the whispers grew louder, guiding her toward an uncertain destiny. Chapter 2. The Gathering Storm. As Lyra and her newfound companions journeyed across the Forgotten Realms, the skies above grew darker with each passing day. The Obsidian Lord's influence spread like a malevolent fog, seeping into the hearts of the weak-willed and twisting the minds of the once noble. In the village of Eldoria, nestled at the foot of the Whispering Mountains, Lyra sought shelter and information. The tome had spoken of an ancient seer who dwelt in these parts, one who might hold the key to unraveling the Obsidian Lord's weaknesses. The villagers eyed the group with suspicion and fear, their faces gaunt and their eyes hollow. Lyra approached a weathered old man, his back bent from years of toil. "Please, we seek the seer of the mountains. Can you guide us to them?" The old man's eyes widened, and he shook his head vigorously. "You don't want to go there, child. The mountains are cursed, haunted by the spirits of those who dared to challenge the Obsidian Lord. Turn back while you still can." Lyra's determination only grew stronger. She knew that the path ahead would be perilous, but the fate of the realms depended on her success. "We must press on," she declared to her companions. "The seer is our only hope of defeating the Obsidian Lord." As they set out towards the Whispering Mountains, the air grew colder, and an unnatural mist swirled around their feet. The warriors exchanged uneasy glances, their hands gripping their weapons tightly. Suddenly, a piercing shriek tore through the air, and a monstrous creature emerged from the mist. Its body was a twisted amalgamation of man and beast, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly malice. "Behold the power of the Obsidian Lord," it roared, its voice a guttural snarl. "None shall pass." Lyra and her companions sprang into action, their blades flashing in the dim light. The creature was strong, but together they managed to bring it down, their teamwork and determination proving a formidable match for the Obsidian Lord's minion. As the creature lay vanquished at their feet, Lyra felt a surge of hope. If they could overcome this challenge, perhaps they stood a chance against the Obsidian Lord himself. But their triumph was short-lived. In the distance, they heard the sound of marching footsteps and the clank of armor. The Obsidian Lord's army was on the move, and they were heading straight for Eldoria. Lyra knew they had to act fast. With the tome's guidance, she led her companions up the treacherous slopes of the Whispering Mountains, praying that they would reach the seer before it was too late. As they climbed higher, the whispers grew more insistent, urging Lyra onward. She could feel the weight of the realm's fate resting on her shoulders, but she refused to let it crush her. With each step, she grew more determined to uncover the secrets of the Whispering Tome and put an end to the Obsidian Lord's reign of terror. Chapter 3: The Seer's Revelation. The path up the Whispering Mountains was treacherous, with jagged rocks and narrow ledges threatening to send Lyra and her companions tumbling into the abyss below. The higher they climbed, the more the whispers from the tome intensified, echoing in Lyra's mind like a haunting melody. As they neared the summit, a small cave came into view, its entrance shrouded in a veil of mist. Lyra approached cautiously, the tome pulsing with energy in her hands. "This is it," she whispered, her voice trembling with anticipation. "The seer's dwelling." They entered the cave, their footsteps echoing in the eerie silence. The air was thick with the scent of incense and ancient magic. In the center of the cave sat an elderly woman, her eyes clouded with cataracts, her skin wrinkled like ancient parchment. "I have been waiting for you, child of destiny," the seer rasped, her voice barely above a whisper. "The Whispering Tome has chosen you for a reason." Lyra stepped forward, her heart pounding in her chest. "Please, wise one, we seek your guidance. The Obsidian Lord's army marches on Eldoria, and we must find a way to stop him." The seer's gaze bore into Lyra's soul, as if searching for something hidden within. "The answer lies within the tome itself," she said cryptically. "But to unlock its true power, you must first face your deepest fears and confront the darkness within yourself." Lyra's companions exchanged uneasy glances, but Lyra stood tall, her resolve unwavering. "I am ready," she declared, her voice steady. "What must I do?" The seer gestured to a pool of shimmering water at the back of the cave. "Gaze into the mirror of truth, and let the tome guide you. But be warned, child, the path ahead is fraught with peril, and the choices you make will shape the fate of the realms." Lyra approached the pool, the tome clutched tightly to her chest. As she stared into the mirror-like surface, the whispers grew louder, and images began to take shape in the rippling water. She saw visions of the past, of the Obsidian Lord's rise to power and the devastation he had wrought upon the realms. She saw the suffering of the people, the destruction of once great cities, and the despair that had taken root in the hearts of the survivors. But amidst the darkness, Lyra also saw glimmers of hope. She saw the courage of those who had stood against the Obsidian Lord, the sacrifices they had made, and the bonds of friendship and love that had sustained them in their darkest hours. As the visions faded, Lyra felt a newfound strength coursing through her veins. She turned to face her companions, her eyes blazing with determination. "I know what we must do," she said, her voice ringing with conviction. "The tome has shown me the way." The seer nodded, a faint smile playing across her weathered face. "Go forth, child of destiny, and let the Whispering Tome guide your path. But remember, the greatest battles are often fought not on the battlefield, but within the depths of one's own heart." With renewed purpose, Lyra and her companions set out from the cave, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The fate of the Forgotten Realms hung in the balance, and they would stop at nothing to ensure its survival. Chapter 4: The Trials of the Tome. As Lyra and her companions descended from the Whispering Mountains, the tome's whispers grew more insistent, urging them towards their next destination. The group traveled for days, following the ancient paths revealed by the tome, until they reached the edge of a dense, foreboding forest known as the Shadowwood. The air within the Shadowwood was thick with an unnatural mist, and the trees seemed to twist and writhe as if possessed by dark magic. Lyra felt a chill run down her spine as she stepped into the forest, the tome's whispers echoing in her mind. "The tome is leading us here for a reason," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "We must trust in its guidance." As they ventured deeper into the Shadowwood, strange creatures began to emerge from the mist, twisted, malformed beings that seemed to be born of nightmares. Lyra and her companions fought bravely, their weapons and magic cutting through the aberrations, but the creatures kept coming, relentless in their assault. Just when all seemed lost, the tome began to glow with an ethereal light, and Lyra felt a surge of power coursing through her body. She raised the tome aloft, and a blast of radiant energy erupted from its pages, engulfing the creatures in a blinding flash. When the light faded, the aberrations had vanished, and the mist had cleared, revealing a hidden path deeper into the forest. As they followed the path, Lyra and her companions found themselves standing before an ancient stone archway, its surface covered in intricate runes and symbols. The tome began to pulse with energy, and Lyra knew that this was a crucial moment in their journey. "The tome is testing us," she said, her voice filled with determination. "We must prove ourselves worthy of its power." One by one, Lyra and her companions stepped through the archway, each facing their own unique trial. Alara, the elven archer, found herself in a vast, empty desert, forced to rely on her wits and survival skills to find her way back to the others. Rorik, the dwarven warrior, was transported to a cavernous underground labyrinth, where he battled fierce creatures and navigated treacherous traps. Lyra herself faced the most daunting trial of all, a confrontation with a shadowy version of herself, born from her deepest fears and doubts. The shadow Lyra taunted her, mocking her efforts to save the realms and questioning her worthiness as the chosen one. But Lyra remembered the seer's words and the visions she had seen in the mirror of truth. She drew upon the strength of her companions and the power of the tome, facing her shadow self with unwavering courage. In a flash of blinding light, the shadow vanished, and Lyra emerged from the trial, changed and empowered. As the companions reunited, they found themselves standing before a shimmering portal, the tome's whispers urging them forward. They stepped through the portal, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, their bond stronger than ever. Unbeknownst to them, the Obsidian Lord's forces were closing in, his dark magic growing stronger with each passing moment. The fate of the Forgotten Realms hung by a thread, and Lyra knew that time was running out. With the Whispering Tome as their guide, they pressed on, determined to save their world from the brink of destruction. Chapter 5: The Shattered Realm. As Lyra and her companions emerged from the shimmering portal, they found themselves in a world unlike any they had ever seen. The sky was a swirling maelstrom of deep purple and black, with flashes of lightning illuminating the desolate landscape. The ground beneath their feet was cracked and barren, with jagged spires of obsidian jutting out like teeth from the earth. "This must be the Obsidian Lord's domain," Rorik said, his grip tightening on his battle-axe. "We must be close to his stronghold." Lyra nodded, the Whispering Tome pulsing with energy in her hands. "The tome is guiding us forward. We must be cautious, but we cannot falter now." As they navigated the treacherous terrain, the group began to notice strange shapes moving in the shadows. Twisted creatures, similar to those they had encountered in the Shadowwood, emerged from the darkness, their eyes glowing with malevolent intent. The companions fought bravely, their weapons and magic cutting through the Obsidian Lord's minions. Lyra wielded the power of the tome, summoning blasts of radiant energy that sent the creatures reeling. However, with each wave of enemies defeated, more seemed to take their place, their numbers endless. Just as the group began to feel overwhelmed, a voice cut through the chaos, a voice that seemed to come from the very earth itself. "Chosen one," it whispered, "you must find the heart of the realm. Only with its power can you hope to defeat the Obsidian Lord." Lyra looked to her companions, who nodded in agreement. They had come too far to turn back now. Following the tome's guidance, they made their way deeper into the shattered realm, battling through hordes of the Obsidian Lord's minions. Finally, they reached a massive obsidian spire, its peak lost in the swirling clouds above. At the base of the spire, they found an ancient altar, upon which rested a pulsing, crystalline orb, the heart of the realm. As Lyra reached out to take the orb, a shadow fell over the altar, and a figure emerged from the darkness. It was the Obsidian Lord himself, his form a towering mass of living shadow, with eyes that burned like embers in the gloom. "You dare to challenge me in my own domain?" he bellowed, his voice shaking the very foundations of the realm. You will pay for your insolence, chosen one. Lyra stood tall, the Whispering Tome glowing brightly in her hands. We have come to end your reign of terror, Obsidian Lord, she declared, her voice ringing with power. The Forgotten Realms will be free once more. With that, the final battle began, the fate of the realms hanging in the balance. Lyra and her companions fought with everything they had, their weapons and magic clashing against the Obsidian Lord's dark power. The heart of the realm pulsed with energy, and Lyra knew what she had to do. With a final cry of defiance, she plunged the Whispering Tome into the orb, unleashing a blinding flash of light that engulfed the entire realm. When the light faded, the Obsidian Lord was gone, banished once more to the darkest depths of the abyss. The shattered realm began to heal, the cracks in the earth's ceiling and the sky clearing to reveal a bright, hopeful blue. Lyra and her companions stood victorious, the Whispering Tome now silent, its purpose fulfilled. They looked to each other, battered and bruised, but alive and filled with a sense of triumph. They had saved the Forgotten Realms, and their legend would live on for generations to come. Chapter 6. The Heart of the Realm. Lyra and her companions stood upon the ancient altar, the heart of the realm pulsing with energy before them. The Obsidian Lord's final defeat had brought a momentary peace to the shattered realm, but they knew their journey was far from over. As Lyra reached out to take the heart, the Whispering Tome began to glow with a soft, ethereal light. The pages rustled of their own accord, revealing a new message. To restore the Forgotten Realms, you must return the heart to its rightful place, the Citadel of Light. Elara, her eyes widening with recognition, spoke up. The Citadel of Light? I thought it was just a myth, a legend lost to time. Rorik nodded, his brow furrowed in thought. I've heard the stories too. They say it was a beacon of hope, a place where the ancient guardians of the realms once dwelt. Lyra carefully took the heart of the realm, feeling its warmth spread through her body. If the tome says we must find the Citadel, then that's what we'll do. The realms are counting on us. With the heart secure, the companions set out across the slowly healing landscape, following the tome's guidance. As they walked, the barren earth began to sprout with new life, and the once oppressive sky brightened with each passing hour. Days turned into weeks as they journeyed, facing challenges both new and familiar. They crossed the Whispering Mountains once more, this time finding the paths clear and the villages thriving. They sailed across the shimmering sea, navigating through ethereal mists that seemed to part before the heart's radiant light. Finally, they reached a land untouched by the Obsidian Lord's corruption, a verdant valley nestled between towering peaks. At its center stood a majestic citadel, its walls gleaming with an inner light that seemed to beckon them forward. As they approached the gates, a figure emerged from within, an ancient guardian, clad in robes of purest white. Welcome, chosen one, the guardian said, bowing before Lyra. We have waited long for your arrival. Lyra presented the heart of the realm, and the guardian's eyes widened with joy. You have done well, child. With the heart returned, the citadel can once again serve as a beacon of hope for all the realms. The companions followed the guardian inside, marveling at the citadel's beauty and the sense of peace that seemed to permeate every stone. In a grand chamber at the heart of the citadel, Lyra placed the heart upon a pedestal, watching as it pulsed with a brilliant, restorative light. As the light washed over them, the companions felt their weariness fade away, replaced by a renewed sense of purpose. They knew that their journey had been just the beginning, that there would always be new challenges to face and new adventures to embark upon. But for now, they reveled in their victory, in the knowledge that they had played a part in saving the Forgotten Realms. And as they looked to each other, they knew that the bonds they had forged would last a lifetime, a testament to the power of friendship, courage, and the enduring spirit of hope. The Whispering Tome, its pages now filled with the stories of their adventures, lay quiet in Lyra's hands, but they knew that when the time came, it would guide them once more, leading them to new horizons and new tales waiting to be told. Chapter 7. The Echoes of Eternity. As the restorative light from the heart of the realm faded, Lyra and her companions found themselves renewed, their spirits lifted by the knowledge that they had taken a significant step towards healing the Forgotten Realms. The ancient guardian, a serene smile upon his face, approached them with open arms. "You have done a great service to the realms, chosen one," he said, his voice filled with warmth and gratitude. "But your journey is not yet complete. The Whispering Tome has more to reveal." Lyra looked down at the tome, its worn pages now thrumming with an energy she had never felt before. As if in response to her touch, the book opened of its own accord, and a new message appeared upon the parchment. "Seek the echoes of eternity, the fragments of the first song, scattered across the realms. Only when they are united can the true power of the forgotten realms be restored." Alara leaned in, her brow furrowed as she read the cryptic words. The echoes of eternity? What could that mean? The Guardian's expression grew somber. Long ago, when the realms were young, a celestial song wove the fabric of creation. But as time passed, the song was forgotten, its notes scattered to the winds. These are the echoes of eternity, and they hold the key to restoring the realms to their former glory. Rorik, his eyes alight with determination, stepped forward. "Then we will find these echoes, no matter where they may lie. The realms are counting on us." Lyra nodded, her grip tightening on the Whispering Tome. "We've come this far. We can't stop now." The Guardian placed a hand on Lyra's shoulder, his touch gentle yet reassuring. "The path ahead will not be easy. The echoes are guarded by ancient forces, both light and dark. But I have faith in you, chosen one. The tome will guide you, as it always has." With a final bow, the Guardian stepped back, allowing the companions to take their leave. As they emerged from the Citadel of Light, they found the valley transformed, its colors more vibrant, its air sweeter than before. It was as if the heart's presence had breathed new life into the land itself. Lyra looked to her companions, a smile playing upon her lips. "Where to next, my friends?" The Whispering Tome pulsed in her hands, its pages rustling with an unseen breeze. A map appeared, showing a winding path that led deep into the heart of the Whispering Mountains, to a place marked only as the Echoing Caverns. "The Echoing Caverns," Alara read aloud, her voice tinged with wonder. "It seems our next adventure awaits." Rorik hefted his shield, a grin spreading across his face. "Then let's not keep it waiting." As the companions set forth, the Whispering Tome's pages continued to turn, revealing glimpses of the challenges that lay ahead. But Lyra knew, with a certainty that came from deep within, that they would face these trials together, bound by the unbreakable bonds of friendship and the unwavering belief in the power of hope. The echoes of eternity awaited them, and with each step they drew closer to unraveling the secrets of the forgotten realms and restoring the celestial song that had once brought life and harmony to the world. The legend of Lyra and her companions had only just begun. Chapter 8. The Echoing Caverns. As Lyra and her companions journeyed deeper into the heart of the Whispering Mountains, the Whispering Tome pulsed with an ancient rhythm, guiding them towards the Echoing Caverns. The path grew steeper and more treacherous, the air thick with a mysterious energy that seemed to whisper secrets long forgotten. "I can feel it," Alara murmured, her eyes closed in concentration. "The echoes are close. Their power is unlike anything I've ever sensed before." Rorik nodded, his hand resting on the hilt of his sword. "We must be cautious. If the Guardian spoke true, these echoes are not to be trifled with." Lyra held the tome close to her chest, its warmth a comforting presence in the face of the unknown. As they rounded a bend in the path, the entrance to the Echoing Caverns came into view, a massive stone archway adorned with intricate carvings that seemed to dance in the flickering light of their torches. "This is it," Lyra said, her voice steady despite the pounding of her heart. "The first of the echoes lies within." As they stepped through the archway, the caverns opened up before them, a vast network of tunnels and chambers that seemed to stretch on endlessly. The walls themselves seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy, and the air was filled with a haunting melody that echoed through the stone. "The song of creation," Alara whispered, her eyes wide with wonder. "Can you hear it?" Lyra nodded, the notes of the celestial song resonating deep within her soul. It was a melody that spoke of life and hope, of the endless possibilities that lay waiting to be discovered. But as they ventured deeper into the caverns, the song began to change, its notes growing discordant and twisted. Shadows danced along the walls, and a sense of unease settled over the companions. Something's wrong, Rorik growled, his sword drawn and at the ready. These shadows, they're not natural. As if in response to his words, a horde of shadowy creatures emerged from the depths of the caverns, their eyes glowing with an eerie red light. They were twisted and malformed, their bodies a mockery of the living beings they had once been. The guardians of the echoes, Lyra realized, the Whispering Tome's pages fluttering in agitation. We must fight through them to reach the first fragment. And so the battle began. Lyra and her companions pitted against the shadowy guardians in a desperate struggle for survival. The Whispering Tome lent its power to Lyra's spells, its ancient knowledge guiding her every move. Alara's arrows found their mark with unerring accuracy, while Rorik's blade cleaved through the shadows like a beacon of light in the darkness. But even as they fought, the celestial song continued to twist and warp, its notes growing ever more discordant. It was as if the echoes themselves were crying out in pain, begging to be freed from the corruption that had taken hold. At last, they reached the heart of the caverns, where the first echo of eternity lay waiting. It was a shard of pure light, its radiance cutting through the shadows like a knife. But as Lyra reached out to claim it, a final guardian emerged from the depths, a being of pure darkness whose very presence seemed to drain the light from the world. "You have come far, chosen one," the guardian rasped, its voice like the scraping of stone against stone. "But the echoes are not meant for mortal hands. Turn back now, or face the consequences of your folly." Lyra stood tall, the Whispering Tome held aloft like a beacon of hope. "We will not turn back," she declared, her voice ringing with conviction. "The realms need the echoes of eternity, and we will not rest until they are restored." And with those words, the final battle began, a clash of light against darkness that would determine the fate of the Forgotten Realms. The celestial song swelled to a crescendo, its notes intertwining with the clash of steel and the crackle of magic, urging the companions onward to victory. In the end, it was Lyra who struck the final blow, the power of the Whispering Tome combined with the strength of her own will. The Guardian let out a final, anguished cry as it dissolved into nothingness, leaving only the shimmering echo of eternity in its wake. As Lyra claimed the shard, the celestial song seemed to sigh with relief, its notes growing clearer and more harmonious. The shadows that had plagued the caverns began to recede, driven back by the light's power of the echoes. "One down," Rorik said, a weary grin on his face. "How many more to go?" Lyra consulted the Whispering Tome, its pages revealing the path ahead. "3 more," she said, her voice filled with determination. 3 more echoes to find, and then the celestial song will be complete." Alara placed a hand on Lyra's shoulder, her touch a comforting presence in the aftermath of the battle. "We'll find them," she said, her eyes shining with determination. "Together, we can restore the realms to their former glory." And so the companions pressed on, the Whispering Tome guiding them towards the next echo of eternity. The road ahead would be long and fraught with danger, but they knew that they could face whatever challenges lay in store, as long as they had each other and the power of hope to guide them. The legend of Lyra and her companions grew with each passing day, whispered around campfires and written in the pages of history. They had become the champions of the Forgotten Realms, the heroes who would stop at nothing to restore the celestial song and bring light back to a world too long shrouded in darkness. Chapter 9. The Shimmering Sands. With the first echo of eternity secured, Lyra and her companions emerged from the Echoing Caverns, the celestial song's harmonious notes guiding their path. The Whispering Tome pulsed with renewed energy, its pages revealing the location of the next echo, the Shimmering Sands, a vast desert rumored to be the resting place of ancient secrets and forgotten treasures. As they journeyed across the land, the companions shared stories of their past adventures, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. Lyra found herself drawn to Alara's quiet wisdom and Rorik's unwavering loyalty, their presence a constant source of comfort in the face of the challenges that lay ahead. The sun beat down mercilessly as they entered the Shimmering Sands, the heat shimmering off the dunes in waves. The Whispering Tome's pages fluttered in the arid breeze, its ancient script revealing the path to the heart of the desert, where the second echo awaited. "Stay alert," Rorik cautioned, his eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of danger. The desert is known to play tricks on the mind, and we must be prepared for anything. As if in response to his words, a shimmering mirage appeared before them, a towering city of gleaming spires and golden domes rising from the sands. The celestial song seemed to emanate from the city's heart, its notes growing stronger and more insistent with each step they took. Could it be real? Alara wondered aloud, her eyes wide with wonder. A city hidden in the heart of the desert? Lyra consulted the Whispering Tome, its pages revealing the truth of the mirage. It is a place of illusions, she said, her voice filled with caution. A trap set by the desert itself to lure the unwary to their doom. But even as she spoke, the city seemed to beckon them forward. Its siren song impossible to resist. The companions pressed on, their steps growing heavy as the heat and the illusions took their toll. At last, they reached the city's gates, a towering archway of shimmering gold that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. As they stepped through, the world around them shifted and changed, the desert fading away to be replaced by a labyrinth of twisting streets and impossible architecture. The city of mirages, Rorik breathed, his sword drawn and at the ready. We must be careful not to lose ourselves in its illusions. The companions pressed on, the celestial song guiding their path through the labyrinth. But with each turn, the city seemed to change and shift, its streets rearranging themselves in impossible patterns, its buildings melting and reforming like wax in the sun. We're being tested, Lyra realized, the Whispering Tome's pages fluttering urgently. The city wants to see if we're worthy of claiming the echo. And so they pressed on, their determination unwavering in the face of the city's challenges. They battled illusory monsters and navigated impossible mazes, the power of the Whispering Tome, and their own wits guiding them ever closer to their goal. At last, they reached the heart of the city, where the second echo of eternity lay waiting, a shard of pure light hovering above a shimmering pool. But as Lyra reached out to claim it, a final guardian emerged from the depths of the pool, a being of pure illusion, whose very presence seemed to warp the fabric of reality. You have passed the trials of the city, the guardian intoned, its voice a whisper on the wind. But the echo is not meant for mortal hands. Turn back now, or face the consequences of your desire. Lyra stood tall, the Whispering Tome held aloft like a beacon of truth. We have come too far to turn back now, she declared, her voice ringing with conviction. The realms need the echoes of eternity, and we will not rest until they are restored. The final battle was joined, the companions pitted against the Guardian in a clash of reality against illusion. The celestial song swelled to a crescendo, TS notes intertwining with the clash of steel and the crackle of magic, urging the companions onward to victory. In the end, it was the power of the Whispering Tome that proved decisive, its ancient knowledge cutting through the Guardian's illusions like a knife through mist. The being let out a final, anguished cry as it dissolved into nothingness, leaving only the shimmering echo of eternity in its wake. As Lyra claimed the second shard, the city of mirages began to fade away, its illusions dissolving like a dream upon waking. The companions found themselves once again in the heart of the shimmering sands, the desert's heat tempered by the cool light of the echoes. 2 down, 2 to go, Alara said, a smile playing at the corners of her lips. The realms are one step closer to being whole again. Lyra nodded, the Whispering Tome's pages revealing the path to the next echo. And we will not rest until the celestial song is complete, she vowed, her voice filled with determination. And so the companions pressed on, the legend of their deeds spreading far and wide across the land. They had become the champions of the Forgotten Realms, the heroes who would stop at nothing to restore the celestial song and bring light back to a world too long shrouded in darkness. The road ahead would be long and fraught with danger, but they knew that they could face whatever challenges lay in store, as long as they had each other and the power of hope to guide them. Chapter 10, The Whispering Woods. With the second echo of eternity secured, Lyra and her companions left the shimmering sands behind, their spirits high and their hearts filled with hope. The celestial song grew stronger with each step they took, guiding them towards the next leg of their journey. The Whispering Tome's pages rustled in anticipation, revealing the location of the third echo, the Whispering Woods, a place of ancient secrets and untold mysteries. The companions exchanged glances, their resolve unwavering as they set forth to face the challenges that lay ahead. As they approached the edge of the woods, a strange stillness settled over the land. The trees towered above them, their branches intertwined in a dense canopy that seemed to whisper secrets on the wind. Lyra felt a shiver run down her spine, the Whispering Tome's pages fluttering in response to the forest's ancient magic. "There's something different about this place," Alara murmured, her eyes scanning the shadows between the trees. "The very air feels alive with hidden knowledge." Rorik nodded, his hand resting on the hilt of his sword. "We must be cautious. The woods have a way of playing tricks on the mind." As they ventured deeper into the forest, the celestial song began to change, its notes twisting and warping in strange, haunting melodies. The trees seemed to lean in closer, their branches reaching out like grasping fingers, as if trying to pluck the secrets from the companions' minds. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows, a hooded old woman with eyes that glinted with ancient wisdom. "You seek the echo of eternity," she said, her voice a raspy whisper. "But to claim it, you must first prove yourselves worthy." Lyra stepped forward, the Whispering Tome held aloft. "We have come this far," she declared, her voice filled with determination. "We will not turn back now." The old woman smiled, her teeth flashing in the dappled light. "Then let the trials begin." The companions found themselves separated, each one drawn into a different part of the woods by an unseen force. Lyra found herself alone in a clearing, the Whispering Tome the only source of light in the darkness. As she stood there, the shadows began to shift and change, taking on the shapes of her deepest fears and doubts. She saw herself failing, the realms falling into darkness, her friends lost forever. But even as the visions threatened to overwhelm her, Lyra held fast to the power of the Whispering Tome, its ancient knowledge giving her the strength to push through the illusions. In another part of the woods, Alara found herself confronted by a towering tree, its trunk etched with riddles and ancient runes. To progress, she had to solve the tree's mysteries, using her wit and wisdom to unravel the secrets of the forest. Rorik, meanwhile, found himself in a glade filled with spectral warriors, each one a reflection of his own doubts and insecurities. To claim the echo, he had to confront and overcome these inner demons, proving his worth as a true champion of the realms. As the trials wore on, the companions began to realize that the true test was not of their individual strengths, but of their unity and trust in one another. They reached out with their minds, their thoughts and emotions intertwining like the branches of the trees, drawing strength from their bond. And then, just when all seemed lost, the celestial song swelled to a crescendo, its notes weaving together in a symphony of light and hope. The shadows retreated, the illusions faded away, and the companions found themselves reunited in the heart of the woods. The third echo of eternity hovering before them like a promise of redemption. As Lyra reached out to claim the echo, the old woman appeared once more, her eyes shining with pride. "You have proven yourselves worthy," she said, her voice filled with warmth. "The realms are one step closer to being whole again." The companions emerged from the whispering woods, their hearts filled with a renewed sense of purpose. 3 echoes down, 1 to go. And though the road ahead would be long and perilous, they knew that they could face whatever challenges lay in store, as long as they had each other and the power of the Whispering Tome to guide them. And so they pressed on, the legend of their deeds spreading far and wide across the land, a beacon of hope in a world too long shrouded in darkness. The final echo awaited them, and with it, the chance to restore the celestial song and bring light back to the Forgotten Realms once and for all. Chapter 11. The Echoing Peaks. Lyra and her companions emerged from the Whispering Woods, their spirits buoyed by the knowledge that they had secured 3 of the 4 echoes of eternity. The celestial song grew stronger with each step, guiding them towards their final destination, the Echoing Peaks. The Whispering Tome's pages rustled in anticipation, revealing the location of the last echo hidden deep within the mountain range. The companions set forth, their resolve unwavering, as they navigated the treacherous paths that wound through the foothills. As they climbed higher, the air grew thin and cold, and the wind carried whispers of ancient secrets. The echoing peaks loomed above them, their jagged silhouettes piercing the sky like the teeth of a slumbering giant. "The final echo awaits us," Lyra said, her voice filled with determination. "We must not falter now, not when we are so close to restoring the celestial song." Alara nodded, her gaze fixed on the distant peaks. "The journey has been long and perilous, but we have faced every challenge together. We will not fail." As they ventured deeper into the mountains, the celestial song began to echo off the rocky walls, its notes amplified and distorted by the twisting caverns and deep chasms. The companions pressed on, guided by the Whispering Tome's ancient wisdom. Suddenly, they found themselves standing before a massive stone door, its surface etched with intricate runes and symbols. The celestial song seemed to emanate from beyond the threshold, its notes pulsing with an otherworldly energy. "The final trial," Rorik breathed, his hand resting on the hilt of his sword. "Whatever lies beyond this door, we will face it together." Lyra stepped forward, the Whispering Tome held aloft. As she touched the stone door, the runes began to glow with a soft, pulsing light. The door swung open, revealing a vast chamber filled with shimmering crystal formations and shafts of pure, radiant light. In the center of the chamber stood a towering figure, its form composed entirely of shimmering, translucent crystal. The figure turned to face the companions, its voice a resonant chorus that filled the air. "Welcome, champions of the Forgotten Realms," the figure said, its words echoing off the chamber walls. "You have proven yourselves worthy of the echoes of eternity, but to claim the final echo, you must first face the ultimate test of your unity and resolve." The chamber began to shift and change, the crystal formations twisting and warping into a series of challenges that pushed the companions to their limits. They navigated labyrinthine passages, solved ancient riddles, and battled against crystalline guardians that reflected their own strengths and weaknesses. Through it all, Lyra and her companions drew strength from one another, their bond forged in the fires of adversity. They moved as one, their thoughts and actions perfectly synchronized, guided by the power of the Whispering Tome and the celestial song. And then, at last, they stood before the final echo of eternity, its radiant light filling the chamber with a warmth that seemed to chase away all shadows and doubts. As Lyra reached out to claim the echo, the crystal figure spoke once more. "You have proven yourselves true champions of the Forgotten Realms," it said, its voice filled with pride. "Take the final echo, and with it, the power to restore the celestial song and bring light back to the land." As Lyra's fingers closed around the echo, the celestial song swelled to a crescendo, its notes weaving together in a symphony of pure, radiant harmony. The companions felt the power of the echoes flowing through them, their very beings suffused with the essence of the celestial song. They emerged from the echoing peaks, the four echoes of eternity in hand, ready to face the final challenge that lay ahead. The legend of their deeds had spread far and wide, a beacon of hope in a world too long shrouded in darkness. And so they set forth, guided by the power of the Whispering Tome and the celestial song, ready to restore the Forgotten Realms to their former glory and bring light back to the land once and for all. The final chapter of their journey was about to begin, and with it, the chance to shape the fate of the realms for generations to come. Chapter 12. The Symphony of Light. As Lyra and her companions descended from the echoing peaks, the four echoes of eternity pulsed with a radiant energy, their light casting a warm glow upon the land. The celestial song, now complete and harmonious, resonated through the air, filling the hearts of all who heard it with hope and courage. The Whispering Tome, its pages now filled with the wisdom of the ages, guided them towards the heart of the Forgotten Realms, where the final battle would take place. The companions knew that the fate of the world rested upon their shoulders, but they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. As they journeyed onward, the land began to change around them. The once barren fields sprouted with new life, and the skies cleared of the oppressive darkness that had long shrouded the realms. The people they encountered along the way looked upon them with awe and reverence, recognizing the champions who had braved the trials of the echoes. At last, they reached the ancient citadel that had once been the center of the Forgotten Realms' power. The structure, long abandoned and crumbling, now pulsed with an eerie, malevolent energy. The source of the darkness that had consumed the land emanated from within its walls. "This is it," Lyra said, her voice steady and resolute. "The final battle awaits us." The companions entered the citadel, the echoes of eternity lighting their way. Inside, they found themselves face to face with the embodiment of the darkness itself, a figure of pure shadow, its form shifting and twisting like smoke in the wind. "You have come far, champions," the figure hissed, its voice a chilling whisper. "But you are too late. The darkness has already won." Lyra stepped forward, the Whispering Tome open in her hands. "No," she said, her voice ringing out clear and strong. "The light will always triumph over the darkness, and we will prove it here, today." The companions unleashed the power of the echoes, their combined light forming a brilliant symphony that filled the citadel. The shadow figure recoiled, its form beginning to dissipate under the onslaught of radiant energy. But the darkness would not be defeated so easily. It lashed out with tendrils of shadow, seeking to ensnare the companions and extinguish their light forever. The battle raged on, the clash of light and darkness shaking the very foundations of the citadel. Lyra and her companions fought with all their might, drawing upon the strength of their bond and the power of the echoes. They moved as one, their actions guided by the wisdom of the Whispering Tome and the harmony of the celestial song. And then, in a final, blinding flash of light, the darkness was vanquished. The shadow figure let out a piercing shriek as it dissolved into nothingness, its hold over the forgotten realms broken at last. The companions stood in the heart of the citadel, the echoes of eternity hovering before them. As they watched, the echoes began to merge, their light growing brighter and brighter until it filled the entire structure. And then, with a soft sigh, the echoes faded away, their power now forever woven into the fabric of the realms. The celestial song swelled to a triumphant crescendo, its notes ringing out across the land like a joyous proclamation of victory. Lyra closed the Whispering Tome, a smile upon her face. "It is done," she said. "The Forgotten Realms are free." The companions emerged from the citadel, stepping out into a world reborn. The sun shone bright in the sky, its warmth a testament to the power of the light that had been restored. And as they looked out upon the land, they knew that their legend would endure for generations to come. The tale of the champions who had braved the trials of the echoes and brought hope back to a world on the brink of darkness. The Whispering Tome of Forgotten Realms had guided them through their journey, its ancient wisdom now forever etched in the annals of his story. And though their quest had come to an end, the companions knew that their bond would endure, forged in the fires of adversity and tempered by the light of the celestial song. For they had become more than just heroes. They had become a symbol of the unbreakable spirit of humanity, a beacon of hope in a world that had once known only darkness. And as they set forth to explore the realms that they had saved, they knew that their adventures were only just beginning.